Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at a brand new, really critical role that's popping up thanks to the AI revolution, the robot insurance broker. Now, I know what you're thinking. It might not sound like the most glamorous job in the world, but believe me, it's absolutely essential for our entire autonomous future to even happen.
So, to really get why this matters, let's just imagine a simple scene. You've got a delivery robot, right? It's rolling down a busy city street, doing its thing about to drop off a package. And then, something goes wrong. A sensor glitches, the code messes up, and it suddenly swerves, causing an accident.
And this leads us to the huge, multi-billion-dollar question at the very heart of this new economy. Who pays for the damage? Is it the owner of the robot? The company that manufactured it? What about the software developer who wrote that one specific bit of navigation code? The answer, as it turns out, is dangerously unclear.
And look, this isn't some far-off theoretical problem we might face one day. The financial stakes are very, very real right now. Just recently, liability rates for autonomous vehicles shot up by a staggering 40%. That tells you just how nervous the traditional insurance market is getting about all this.
Okay, so why is this so hard to figure out? Well, it's because these robotics companies are falling into a really dangerous and potentially very expensive gap in their insurance coverage.
The problem is really in the way traditional insurance is built. It's basically split into two separate buckets. You have cyber liability, which covers things like data breaches and software failures, and then you have general liability for, physical stuff. Someone slips and falls. But what policy covers a decision made by an AI that causes physical damage? That's the messy gray zone.
This gap actually has a name. It's called the liability void. It's that space where both the cyber insurer and the general liability insurer can just point fingers at each other and deny the claim. And for a robotics company, that's terrifying. It means a single bad day, a single rogue incident could lead to complete financial ruin.
So, to solve a problem this complex, you can't just use the old playbook. You need a new kind of expert, someone who can navigate this brand new technological world. This specialty didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It's really been an evolution, driven by pure necessity over the past decade. It started back in 2015, when we first recognized robots as their own unique asset class. That led to these new cyber-physical policies, and now, finally, to the rise of the robot broker and the push to standardize AI liability itself.
And this is where our robot insurance broker steps in. Think of them as a hybrid expert. They don't just understand risk in the traditional sense, they actually understand the technology that's creating the risk. They're like a translator, bridging that dangerous gap between the digital world and the physical world to make sure their clients are completely covered.
This quote from a chief risk officer just nails it. The kind of expertise we're talking about here is totally different. This isn't about sales lunches and golf games anymore. It's about being able to actually understand code, sensor suites, and how an algorithm makes a decision.
And this just shows you the massive scale of the opportunity here. Azim Azhar, the founder of Exponential View, he put it brilliantly. This gap between what the technology can do and how we actually insure it, that's a huge opening for innovation. The people who solve this are basically building the essential financial plumbing for the next economy.
A huge part of their job is to be a master weaver, They have to pull together all these different threads of coverage, things like tech errors and omissions, cyber, general, and product liability, and weave them into one single, seamless safety net that leaves no gaps for their clients.
But this new role is so much more than just a new job title. What's really happening here is it's signaling a fundamental, algorithmic shift in how the entire insurance industry is going to work. For centuries, insurance has always looked backward, right? It used these static, historical tables to try and predict future risk. Right now, we're kind of in this era of dynamic data, with telematics and cars adjusting your policy. But the future, especially for autonomous systems, is real-time adjudication, where risk is literally being assessed moment by moment.
And that is a profound change. We are moving from a world of annual premiums and claims processes that can take months to a future where risk can be evaluated and claims could even be processed in nanoseconds, all based on a machine's real-time data.
So, what's the big takeaway here? Why does this super niche job, the robot insurance broker, actually matter to all of us, even if you're never going to start a robotics company?
It matters because this is about so much more than just protecting a few startups. This is about building the financial and, frankly, the social trust that we need to safely integrate these autonomous machines into our everyday lives. Whether it's a delivery bot on the sidewalk or a self-driving car on the highway, having the right insurance is that invisible framework that gives us all peace of mind and allows this whole new economy to actually take off.
And that really leaves us with one final pretty big thought. For all of human history, insurance has basically been a proxy for trust in our society. So, as machines start to make more and more of the critical decisions in our world, we really have to ask ourselves, how do we redefine that trust for an autonomous age?